in the clearing turn, and we'll just leave this on for the rest of the acro flight.
Got it. 257, there may or may not be a skydiving activity in the vicinity of Pepperell. It appears the aircraft's on the ground at the moment. Radar service terminated, squawk 1200 and forget the change approved.
And nobody's below us, and other people use this aerobatic area, so that's why we want to do a very good job clearing the area.
Yeah.
And look to the right. Yeah, see, that's our spot. That little primo, just all trees.
And I see Fitchburg off to our left right now.
All right, whenever you're ready, I'm ready. So pick a visual reference point so you have something for your recovery. A little hard today, but...
All right.
Okay, that's a good 4G set, so just hold the stick, keep the wings level up at the top. And it's going to settle right back into a 4G recovery.
Alright.
Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. Let's see, we can do, our speed's kind of low, so let's do a 180 turn left or right, and in the turn we'll kind of dive for airspeed.
Okay.
And we're going to do the same thing, but this time, after you set that 4G and the speed starts bleeding off, you're going to just squeeze the stick, start squeezing the stick, so you're going to pull it back more. And then once we get over the top, you're going to start bringing the stick forward to float the top of the loop.
Okay.
And if I say squeeze, that means just slowly bring it back. If I say float, that means slowly push it forward. And I'll just try and talk you through it, but if you need help, I'm going to be on the stick, and I'll come on and help you find that right squeeze and float.
Copy. Alright. Gonna start now?
Okay, so now squeeze, 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 squeeze. That means pull back. All right, now float, 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 forward stick, float more, float more, float more. Now start to pull, 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 pull. Back to that 4G on the recovery. All right, very good. Let me just demonstrate one if you don't mind.
Nope, go for it.
Okay, and I think we've got airspace in front of us. I'm just getting a little bit more airspeed, so follow through on the stick. So we're going to start from level flight here.
Right.
So you're kind of starting from a dive. So we'll actually start from level flight. We're going to pull. We're going to set the G. Now we're going to start squeezing. And now we start floating, just floating over the top, floating, 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 and then right about here we start squeezing it again. And then we pull, and watch how I'm going to set the line on the recovery. We're just going to pop in forward stick to just set that recovery.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do a 180 turn and you try another one. What's our altitude?
3,400.
Okay. That's probably the last one. After this we'll have to climb up. Yeah, so for competition aerobatics, all maneuvers start and stop from level flight. So if you're diving to enter the maneuver, you might want to momentarily set level flight and then start your maneuver.
Like here we're at level 150.
Okay. Very good. Now float, 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 float. All right, pull, 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 pull. So you start out to pull initially a little bit slow, and then you have to pull a little bit harder as you get towards level flight, and then you pop it on the horizon like that. Very nice, nice loop. Maybe a little bit off on the heading to the right.
Yeah, we missed my leak.
Okay, let's start climbing up again. Yeah, you got to do stuff with your feet when you're in the loop as you're pulling up. You know that the P factor on the prop and the what's the other left turning tendency? P factor is one, and the P factor,
acceleration,
I guess the torque effect. Yeah, the P factor is probably the most significant because you're at full power and you're at very high angle of attack, so it's pretty vicious. It's pulling you off to the left, so you need right pedal as you get slow in that loop.
That makes sense.
Right, and let's not get too far north because the approaches so there's potential skydiving operations. So this is about as far north as we want to go.
Copy that.
There's our little field down there. We're still clear. All right, do you want to start going to the rolls or you want to do another loop?
Let's do one more loop, and then we'll do rolls.
All right.
Alright, we're at almost 4,000. Gotta build up airspeed a little bit. Alright. 40, level flight.
Yeah, see that nose, maybe too much right pedal there, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Pull harder, pull, pull, pull. Right. Yeah, so you needed a little more pull when you started coming through that vertical on the down line.
Right.
But 4.5G recovery, so that's still within the box. Remember, they want us to keep this at 5G and below. 6G is the actual limit. So if we go above 5G, we just have to send an email and say, here's what I did and why I did it. If you go above 6, you have to down it with maintenance.
That's it. But we didn't break 5, like you said.
Yeah, if it was 4.5, that's perfect. But you could have gotten to about a 4G recovery if you just started the pull a little bit earlier on the when you're inverted.
Right.
And then a little softer recovery at the end. Because you weren't pulling much when we started to go vertical down, the airspeed was building pretty rapidly. But it was good. You know, it was pretty minor criticism there.
Okay. Good to know.
All right, so for the roll, we're going to start the first roll just like we did last time. So you're going to pull to about 45 degrees nose high. You're going to relax the backstick pressure about 0G or 0.5G, just something a little bit light in the seat of your pants, and then you're just going to shove the stick all the way over to the side. And we want to enter it from about 150 for that pull to 45 nose high.
Okay, so dive again and then pull up.
Yep, and let's do a turn back to the south. Oh, we didn't do, yeah, you can do steep turns too. So remember we want to do that thing where we turn without rolling, roll without turning.
Yeah.
So that way you're practicing aerobatic maneuvers as you're staying in the box. Okay, I'm ready for the roll when you are.
Alright, I'm ready. Alright, there's 140. Pulling up 45.
Alright, so that's that ballistic aileron roll. Let me take the sticks, and if you don't mind, I'd like to demo the slow roll, the competition slow roll. Let's do a field check too, if you would.
Field check. We got 1/4 left, and like 2/3, right?
Okay, yeah, we're coming right. And we're going to pick a point on the horizon and reference it. And make sure you follow through with me both on the pedals and on the stick so you can feel it, but just lightly, you know, let me fly the airplane. So we'll do this, you know, you can do these pretty slow, but if you're faster, they're easy. So we want about 140. Looking for a visual reference point. They kind of suck today.
Yeah.
Which is all right. So Manon knocks out in front of us. Give me some more forward stick trim if you would. Okay, so I'm going to do this kind of slow. When you do it, I want you to do it just at a little bit faster rate, but this way I think hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. So we're going to start the roll. We're going to go top rudder.
Right.
We're going to go forward stick to keep that nose up. Then we're going to go left rudder, so top rudder again. And then we're going to continue the roll and just pull it back to the horizon.
Okay.
So I think you can see, and your controls by the way.
I have a control.
You can see the pretty clear difference between the two types of rolls we did. One of them, it was just ballistic. We shoved the stick over. This one, we're really trying to keep that nose on the horizon. If you don't push forward stick inverted, the nose is going to bury itself, and we're going to be 45 degrees nose low. So don't put in excessive forward stick. Put in the forward stick that's required to keep the nose up on the horizon. But just realize that if you don't put in any forward stick, the nose will drop very aggressively. All right. Good, and let's do a turn to get back into our box, so left or right. Yep, and then back stick is what turns the airplane into steep turn. And then to exit the turn, you're going to just pop the stick forward just very briefly and then roll out. Yeah, that was real nice.
Thank you. Alright, so there's our one field right off to our right on the nose, and there's the lake.
Yep.
In fact, can we use this area right in front of us to do the roll?
Yeah.
That way I can use the Army airfield as a nice visual reference point.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm going to drop down a couple hundred feet, pick up some speed. You think 130 is okay?
Yeah, 130 is fine.
Alright, I'm going to roll right.
Oh, let's go left, just like I did there.
Okay. So roll left.
A little less right pedal, no forward stick. Yeah, it's very clunky the first time you do it.
Yeah. That's not perfect.
Alright, let's do a steep turn, 180, and then try another one of those rolls. So do a little faster, just kind of power your way through the, I'm talking about the roll, not the steep turn. So do the roll a little bit faster. The slower they are, the more challenging. The slower the roll rate is, the more challenging the roll is.
Alright. I'll roll left again.
Okay. Yeah, very nice. That was good.
Thank you. That was a proper barrel roll.
Not a barrel roll.
Not a barrel roll?
Yeah, barrel roll is different. That was what's called a slow roll. Slow has nothing to do with the rate of roll. It's just a word that distinguishes it from an aileron roll. So the first thing you did was an aileron roll.
Right.
This would be called a competition roll or a slow roll. A barrel roll is something completely different. We did them in the military, but they're not. It's not a civilian competition maneuver.
Can we do one?
Sure. Here, I'll demonstrate it.
Right.
My controls.
Steer control.
So a barrel roll, we're going to see 90 degrees of heading change over the top of the roll.
Okay.
So it's like a, I don't even know how to describe it, but let's see if I can do one. What's our airspeed and altitude?
140, 3,000.
Okay. So this is the minimum altitude we want to go to do this, but... Alright, so if we look out to our left, I want to be inverted heading towards that little hill out there. So we're going to start the pole, and then we're going to start the roll.
Departure radar contact, come on, maintain.
And then we're just going to continue this. We should end up on the same heading we started. And we did not, because I suck, but...
Are you not supposed to use rudder?
No, you really don't use rudder. Just rudder to keep coordinated in the barrel roll.
Okay.
Alright, why don't you try another one of those slow rolls after you do a steep turn for 180 degrees of heading change. And you can try that, if you've done them two to the left, if you want to try this one to the right.
No, I already started to the left.
33 nothing.
Okay.
That's my bad.
Oh no, I mean on the roll.
Oh yeah, okay. We're about 3,500, 130. Alright, I'm gonna roll right. That was not as good as the last one.
Alrighty. So one of these things about it's hard to watch people fly aerobatics. Alright, let's go ahead and climb up and we'll start doing some spins. Let's go ahead and get up to like 5,000 feet for the spins.
Alright.
That was good. You're doing better rolls than I did the first time I started flying those. So.
Oh, well, thank you.
Because I'm not a very good aerobatic pilot.
How do you score in competitions?
Pretty poor.
Yeah, it's all about having fun anyways, though, right?
I think I got third place in Sportsman 2 years ago. Right when I bought that Kristen Eagle, I was pretty happy with that. But then I've been flying intermediate since then, and pretty crappy scores.
I think I can see why these things go for 200,000. And it's not because of the, price of the aircraft, but I can imagine there's a lot of demand for these things.
I don't know, I think you'd be surprised. It's a pretty small community of people.
Really?
What's our altitude?
3,500.
Keep climbing up. I think I said I'd demo the first spin, but why don't you just do it?
Okay.
I'm starting to feel a little worn out.
Are you?
So let's see if we can get 2 spins out and then maybe go start hitting some landings.
Alright.
And if we go to 5,000 feet, we could probably do one short break and then do the other without climbing, but we'll see. We want to finish this spin by 3,000 feet. So remember, when you enter the spin, you're going to go power to idle. And you need a level entry into the spin for competition. For non-competition, doesn't matter, but for competition, a level entry into the spin. So with the power at idle, it means you're going to have to continually pull the nose up and up and up as we get slower and slower and slower. And then when you hear the stall horn, just stuff in the pro-spin control inputs. Pick your visual reference point off the nose, let it go around once. And, well, you don't let it go around once. Let it go around about 3/4 and then start putting in your recovery inputs.
Okay.
So that you recover on exactly one rotation. And then, I was telling you to shove the stick forward because you want to end up on the vertical downline. So I think I've overemphasized that in the briefs with people in the past because they've really overamped and went to like a negative 3G stick push. So we don't want to do that. Just a nice gentle push forward. Don't go to an excessive amount of negative G when you're pushing that stick forward. So it's not an abrupt push, but it's a definite push to get us on the vertical downline. So you should be seeing nothing but green trees in your windscreen on that vertical downline. Smoothly go to full power, and then do that recovery just like you're entering a loop. So do a nice 4G pull to recover from the vertical downline.
Right. Okay. So to enter, power idle, keep it level, and then hitting the stall warning horn, ball stick back, and then induce the spin with whichever rudder pedal. And then about 3/4 of the way through, kick opposite rudder, and then nose down.
Yeah, opposite rudder and then forward stick, and do it, like I said, in that kind of cadence rhythm. Don't wait for the rudder to stop the rotation because it's only an incipient spin. So opposite rudder, forward stick, and then nose down. And now, you recover so quickly. So as soon as you're nose down and recovering, now you can just start using your ailerons to fine tune that heading.
Okay. Well, we're at 5,000, so are you ready?
I am ready. Which direction are you going to go?
We'll go to the south, and then I'll introduce the spin.
Which spinner? Which way are you going to spin?
Oh, I haven't decided that yet, but let's go right.
Okay. And I'm going to follow through with you, and if I say that I have the controls, then just relax on the controls.
Got it.
2-3 into Bedford from Escal, and we do have Bravo at Bedford.
Alright, so power idle.
Number 712, either C direct Escal, maintain VFR.
Direct Escal, 52712.
And now start bringing it out. That's good. You could have gone a little more forward stick. I don't think we were quite on the vertical down line, and I think we over-rotated the spin. We went past one full rotation, but then you corrected on the down line, so you maintained good orientation.
That was an interesting feeling doing that. That was come back up to 5,000, then we'll do another one. And then we go to our landings in Pittsburgh. Sound alright?
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright, we're going to give it a clearing turn to the north, and then we'll do a left spin this time.
So a little bit more forward stick on the recovery so that you're pointed straight down.
Okay.
And if you think of it, you can look out at that sighting device and see if you can determine if you're purely vertical.
What sighting device?
Oh, it's out on the left wing. That's what that thing is called.
Oh, okay.
But, if not, and it's good to, on that vertical downline, to get distant focus. So you want to pick out an individual specific tree on the ground and just target it. Just hit straight for that little individual tree. Just do that for, count 1 potato, 2 potato, and then you start your pull.
Okay.
And that way it'll get you a nice clean downline. That'll appear vertical down to the judges. That's still not quite vertical down. You were a little bit positive down, but very good spin, and it was an improvement over the previous one. So,
all right, that's good enough for me, I guess.
Okay, 135.175 is ASOS at Fitchburg.
For runway 32, for touch and goes, Fitchburg traffic.
All right.
All right, landing checklist, please. You just do it from memory, that's okay, but just if you would just say it out loud so I know it. Because I can't see the controls up front, so just tell me fuel pump on,
yes.
prop full forward.
Yep, fuel pump on, prop full forward, mixture full forward.
Skyhaven traffic, RV 266 Victor Alpha is mid.
Alright, we're at 90 right now. Card off to our right.
Alright, so a little bit of a left to right crosswind, so remember to keep that fuselage lined up with the runway, and you should expect to touch down slightly left wheel first. And see the power lines right here? These always make me nervous, so that's why just a little bit steeper than normal approach.
We're kind of fast too.
Okay, so have to make power all the way to idle and just a little quarter slip here. Alright, so now that's probably good, so just go take it out. So if we land fast and long, then again, we'll just full stop it, but just concentrate on landing the airplane now. A little more left pedal. Very nice. Alright, and we can go. A little more forward stick. There you go, that's good forward stick. Yep, yeah, you're getting pushed by the wind, so you're getting some crosswind training here.
Yep.
Let's try and really stay on that center line.
Pittsburgh traffic, 7145 Golf, making left traffic, runway 32, Pittsburgh traffic.
So you look right here, if the engine quit, I don't know, maybe you could make that impossible turn back to this little rock quarry or one of these, but you're landing in a shitty place.
I think the trees, honestly. I'm telling you, man.
I don't know.
Alpha is just passing over midfield, flying by the side farm, and we have that traffic in sight. We'll come in behind you. Thank you.
Oh, there's a wind farm out to our west. I remember ever really seeing that.
Yeah, I don't know if I touched on it in the first brief we did. Another issue with tandem aircraft is you really need to emphasize that positive three-way change of controls. Right. And maybe even, in the front seat, holding your hands up in the air to show the guy in the back that you're not flying. Things like that, because, I can't see you. I can't tell if you're flying the airplane right now, and I can't tell if you turn the fuel pump on.
Right, I understand. I should have thought of that myself, honestly.
Traffic, please use caution. There's skydiving in progress over Lebanon Main.
Everything's still on.
5 miles northeast of
Gas
Rochester.
Mixture, throttle, or prop.
Right base, full stop, 3 feet. Got it.
It felt like you might have tried to tighten that turn with bottom rudder. I could be wrong, but just keep that in mind that there's a hazard associated with doing that.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have my feet on the pedal, so I couldn't tell for sure. Just like I said, I just kind of felt like it. All right, so now take the slip out and really be on that center line. Own that center line. So you need a little more left pedal because that nose wants to keep coming right, and you're going to have to hold that left pedal.
I need right pedal to keep the center line.
Are you ready to go when you are? Well, if you have a left crosswind, you need left stick to stay on the center line laterally, but then you need, wing down, top rudder, yeah, right pedal. But I thought you needed more left pedal, so maybe left or less right pedal, I guess is what I should have said.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, so why don't we do this, try this next one as a short approach. So go ahead, get back in your normal pattern altitude there, and just set the power to idle at the beam position. And then we'll do a slipping turn to final.
Got it.
So let's do it. Once we get level on downwind, let's do another fuel check also.
Can you see the field from here?
The airport? Yeah.
Alright, left tank is kind of bouncing around, but average around run quarter. And the right tank showing half.
Okay.
Alright, so we're beaming the numbers right now, so I'm going to power idle.
Extend just a little bit. And then put it into a pretty aggressive slip as you start that turn. Go more right pedal. Yeah, this looks good right here. Cross-check your airspeed and make sure you're keeping the airspeed up. We don't want to get slowed.
For Unicom, specify Zerk back for a radio check, please.
I think we're high. We should have extended a little more, maybe.
Quebec at 5x5.
Just keep that left pedal in. A little more left pedal. Right pedal, I'm sorry. I was putting you in a dangerous situation. You weren't biting there. I wasn't doing that intentionally. Okay, now take the slip out and just focus on the line in the airplane. Alright, let's go. I can't believe I did that. I told you the wrong pedal there.
It's okay. I had it under control.
Yeah, thanks for not biting. Alright, very good. You want to head back?
Yeah, we should.
Pittsburgh traffic 7145 Golf, making left, downwind departure out of runway 32, Pittsburgh traffic.
I had some old instructors that would absolutely fleece me if I didn't make all my appropriate radio calls in an uncontrolled airfield. And you know, your flight training, or your flying is a product of all your CFI's habits that they beat into you.
Yeah, you know, I mean, some people, when you're the only person out here, I'll usually make, like, just like you did, I'll do like 2 calls around the pattern.
Right.
It's like when you're only one out here and you'll hear some people making all 4 radio calls, it's, you know, that's a little overkill.
Well, you just got other things to focus on, you know. But I have been to Keene on like a busy day, for example. And
I think we want to go back that way there. That's the Wachusett Reservoir right off, 12 o'clock now. You'll probably want to come left another. Go south of the restricted area, north of the restricted area. It doesn't,
well, we're basically going right into it now, so we'll go left more.
Yeah.
Alright, that should keep us clear of the restricted. Oh, that's a jet taking off. Look at that.
JetJet 407, runway heading contact Boston departure.
Runway heading departure, JetJet 407, getting. Hanscom Tower, Skylane 6182 Foxtrot, about 6 miles to the southeast with Bravo.
Mind if I practice a wheel landing?
Okay.
Skyline 618 Foxtrot, Hanscom Tower, 4 midfield, left downwind, runway.
Just a little bit more speed on final. Use that power if you need to break the rate of descent. And if you bounce, just turn it into a 3-point landing. So reset, add a little bit of power,
Yep.
and then just let it stall onto the runway for the 3-point landing.
On runway 23.
A137 Quebec, Hanscom Tower, hold short, 2 arrivals.
Now you get very shallow. Be careful about that. A lot of people think, you know, I'm going to do a wheel landing, so I need to keep it shallow, but that's not probably not a good technique. A little more left pedal. We're kind of crooked. A little power to smooth out the rate of descent. Stay on those pedals.
.45 Golf, turn left at Echo and ground point 7.
45 Golf, left at Echo, ground point 7, thanks.
That could have been prettier, but that was not bad.
Hanscom Tower, Skylane 62030 at 23 run-up area, ready to taxi.
Get the window if you want it.
62030, Hanscom Tower, roger, taxi up.
121.7.
Number 2 for departure.
1918 Whiskey Tango traffic to Cherokee off your right to hold for you.
Roger, thank you. Bedford to ground, 45 Golf, off of 23 and Echo, taxi back to the old T's.
45 Golf, roger, old T's via taxiways Tango and Sierra.
back to the old T's by Tango, Sierra 45 Golf.
145 Mike, you got the Tomahawk in sight, number 2 aircraft outbound?
Yes, sir. Off at 10 o'clock. We have them.
45 Mike, follow that aircraft, cross runway 29
After landing
at Golf.
checklist complete.
Follow the Tomahawk and cross runway 29er at Golf 2145, Mike.